Hello and welcome to Dad Domesticus on this episode of Whining About. No, you do the dishes.
So on today's episode of Whining About, we are going to talk about who does the dishes, as we've moved from being dual providers and parents to now Alan at home. Definitely our job roles have shifted around quite a bit. So that's what we'll be talking about today.
Yeah, and I mean, let's put it this way. Before I started staying at home, it wasn't that you did the dishes all the time.
No.
But there was the idea of like the traditional like roles was I'll say stronger.
I would say, despite our best intent, we somehow moved into very, very traditional roles at home. Like on Saturday mornings, Alan was mowing the lawn. I was in with the kids, getting things cleaned as much as possible. Alan had kind of already started doing dinner, and so I would do dishes, and then we would kind of split up who put the kids down and things like that.
Yeah, and it was never because it was. I ever said, woman, thou shalt clean dishes,
No.
but there's definitely things that we both do and don't enjoy doing. I think as with any couple, and so I know I hate bathrooms. I hate doing the bathrooms.
And I don't mind.
You don't mind?
Whereas I cannot vacuum. I hate it.
And I'm like, I
so
love
much.
vacuuming. You go in the lines, you go over. It's so nice. And so I really, I just think that we had these roles kind of set out,
We did. And I think the other thing that we had before that, you hear, especially during COVID, a lot about how women bear the mental load when it comes to child rearing. So not that Alan wasn't an equal partner, but I was the one who took them to their doctor's appointments for the most part.
Yeah.
Kind of knew when they were coming up on their sizes, would need, new clothes.
Yeah.
Just the sorts of things, the programming, we weren't really to permission slips just yet, but I would kind of remember what was going on at the daycare that we would need to participate in.
You had so much more down on what the kids needed on the day to day. And part of why Kelly did so much of the taking kids back and forth is because you work from home. And you had more flexibility than I did.
Yes, my job was definitely also a lot more flexible with kind of my coming and going, so it just kind of fell that way.
Yeah. But now,
so it's
way different story.
It's been very interesting to kind of release this. And I would say it's because we even worked into this without ever really communicating. Like, it was never this expectation that I was in charge of the kids. And so when all of a sudden I wasn't in charge of their programming and their whatnot,
things changed a bit.
Things shifted. And I remember there was this one particularly Saturday that we had something to do in the evening, and Alan was so stressed out all day.
I remember this because we were going to your mom's place, and there was like something. It was like your mom's place was like the middle thing. There was something before, there was something after. And I was like, okay, so we're going to go swimming. So we need the swimsuits. We need swim diapers. We need all the things for swimming in there.
Yeah.
Plus we were going to be eating. And then
that's right. We had some things to prep and bring to my mom's house.
And then I didn't know whether I was going to be cooking or not. And so there were all these things that were like, that I had a newfound, burden's the wrong word, but I had more focus and attention on going to your mom's place than I ever had before, because it was also like we were leaving right after. It wasn't like a Saturday; it was like a Friday or something like that. So you were getting off of work.
No, I was just playing with the kids all day. And
you were
freaking out.
I was getting so much stuff in my head,
and I think not that it's any easier on me, but I think I was more used to that kind of the stress of like, we've got the things to do around the house, but we want to spend time with the kids and do this and that and do it by a certain time. And I think I was used to programming that, and you weren't.
And that was my first. It's not like I had never programmed anything with kids either.
No, not
like,
at all.
And I know that's not what you're saying, but like just telling myself, like, I know I have done things with kids before. I've been a youth minister. I've been a teacher. I have, babysat, things like that. So that's nothing new to me.
But I think, maybe not for the first time, but I think for once I was unconcerned about the way that the day was going to fold out, and you were the one with the checklist.
Yes.
And it's just not the way that we've tended to operate.
It was this really weird moment of like, oh, whoa, there's something different going on here.
It was, and we were both like, what was wrong about today? And it was just because it was the first time. I'm remembering now, it was 4th of July. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
So we were into this maybe 2 weeks. And so we really hadn't settled out just yet.
Yeah. We'd been in, it was almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks. And so I don't think we'd fully kind of owned the shift yet.
Yeah.
So I would imagine we would handle it a little better now.
It would be way different.
But
well, also, like, I've got such a better idea of how to get everything ready for, like, literally, I have a bag that has everything in it, and I check it over to make sure it has all supplies ready. But I would have never thought about that prior to being.
You never thought about the bag before that.
I knew there was a bag.
But you never thought about the bag.
I never thought about the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a brand new feeling.
For sure. And then I think the other thing that we've had to figure out is how to do our evenings differently, I'll say, because in the past, so I've always worked from home. So Alan would come home with the kids. He would come home. He would drive to the daycare, pick up the kids, and then come home. Normally I would have maybe 20 or 30 minutes left of work at that point. And so once 5 o'clock hit, that's when I would turn off the computer, and one of us would make dinner. One of us would play with the kids. Then after that, we would clean up together.
Yep.
And then we would work together to get the kids down. And by about like 7:38, we were both done for the day. But we had nothing else on our plate. Kids were down. Kitchen was clean.
Yeah. And I'll say this, prior to this, like in like our no kids life, it was a lot of fun because I was working I was pouring wine and beer. And so we had like this, it wasn't like we'd come home and it'd be like, well, what are we drinking tonight? Because I'd always have leftover stuff. And then kids coming around, very different.
Yeah.
And then with me now staying at home, our afternoons have shifted, I would say, almost as much as when we went from no kids to having kids.
Yeah, which that was a big shift for us too.
Because now once dinner's kind of halfway through, I've had the kids all day.
He's
and
tired.
my brain is shot. And I know you're coming off of work and you're feeling, I could tell, also depends on the day for you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't have most people get a commute. I don't get that. So literally I shut off my computer if I just got out of a work call. That's all still in my brain. And then normally, I mean, it's great. I come out, dinner's ready. We all sit down. It's, living the 1950s dream reversed. But sometimes it's hard for me to get out of that workspace, but that's neither here nor there. Nonetheless, I know that it's time for me to put my mom hat on. And it's time for you.
And then I put
my
my work hat.
Right.
And then I'll go into the other room and then I'll take 20, 30 minutes, just zone out for a bit, play my guitar or something. And then I start on the rest of this.
All the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we've adopted this opposite parent schedules, like people who don't have their kids in daycare but both are working because they have opposite schedules. It almost feels like we're like that sometimes.
At times, yeah.
Because really, once Alan's done with dinner, that's when I take over and I get the girls bathed and down. Then I clean the kitchen, and then my day ends.
And generally, I'll try to come out somewhere around the 7 o'clock hour or so.
Yeah, you help me with the transition.
The transition part,
and whatnot, but
yeah, it really, this time has really been a change of, I'll say it's not just been a change for the family, but a change in how I don't think you and I have ever had set roles of like, here's what you do, here's what I do, because that's what we're supposed to do. But we have had to, I think, learn to be more flexible in how our roles go.
Yeah, for sure. And not that I expected you would like be keeping the house or something while doing that. Like, we've really put a lot of emphasis in the fact that like if you're staying home with the girls, you're there to be with them, you're there to educate them. So I don't have this expectation that the house is like perfectly clean or whatever.
But
no, you do clean,
no. Yes.
But there's still the deep cleaning to be done on the weekends and things like that. And there's still nightly chores. Like, I don't think I'm cleaning any less than I did before, just because there's now a stay-at-home parent in the mix. And I feel like that's, at least when I talk to and like my little Facebook mommy groups and things like that, I feel like there's still a lot of people that have an expectation that if there's a stay-at-home parent, that the housework goes with it. And really, the housework is never ending. In fact, all the more because
now
it's never clean in this house.
Yeah, well, and now like one of the thoughts in my head is, how do I make this not as dirty? Because like keeping it clean is almost like a Sisyphean like goal.
What? Say what?
Sisyphus, you know, the guy rolling up the ball on the hill,
okay.
Yeah, Sisyphean.
Sorry,
that's got to be how you say it. If someone knows how to say that correctly, comments below.
You're probably right. I just wasn't following you.
It's a Sisyphean like
yes,
goal.
I'm with you now.
Like clean is just, that's not going to happen until the kids are asleep. We're working together.
Right.
You know, tidy, not as messy, like stuff at least is trying, like the kitchen sink and the broom are my two best friends during the day, because I'm constantly washing dishes and then sweeping, because we have a 1-year-old that loves to put rice on the ground.
Her favorite game after dinner time is just to like
pick it up, drop it. Yes. She's like, this should go over here. It's like an abstract painter with food. This should go there. That's where I feel it should go.
She's a mess.
She's such a mess. I love her. That's her mess.
Such a mess. But yeah, no, I think, like I said, not that I had this like expectation, but there's definitely no room in the day for like extra cleaning. So that's just become more on top, and there's actually less of us to do it because we have this like almost shift type.
Yeah, and even when it's even when it's like quote lunchtime, like the kids like Charlotte goes down, doesn't take a nap at all, but she rests in her room for an hour. I don't know what that girl does. She's having a great time though. And then
dances and talks to her imaginary friends.
That's right. And then the little one, she's out. She goes down for like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. Sleeper. Yeah, which is great. And then I'm done. And I'll put it this, I never saw the appeal of soap operas growing up. Okay? Like, I still don't, like, I don't think I would ever watch a soap opera. But now I think I have a little better understanding about why they existed, because it allows you to go into this like super fantastical world where everything is neat and tidy and perfect and everybody's perfectly dressed. And yes, there's major drama happening, but like there's nothing out of order in those shows.
No, and their houses are very nice.
They're very nice and they're super on trend, and there's no little children at all in those.
Well, they are, but they're, perfect. Or demon possessed,
or something like that. Yeah, but
actually demon possessed.
And I don't want to like watch soap operas, but I get the idea of escaping during the afternoon hours for like an hour or so into a world where there are like no children and things are clean, and you don't worry about cleaning anything at that time.
It's never ending.
Yeah. Oh, my love.
Oh, sure.
Oh, by the way, we were drinking a bottle of Dad from Sarlos, and we love this winery. And if Sarlos, you're ever looking for someone to like advertise anywhere, a shirt would be worn every single time. I would love to wear Sarlos's shirt while doing these. Just letting you know, Sarlos, if you happen to listen. Yes,
we love them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about like I would say transfer of the mental load, a little bit about a housework. What about you? Is there anything that's like shifted in terms of kind of, I guess, job roles or parent roles that has either surprised you or has been notable?
I think I just didn't know how much I would care about having a clean house. I didn't think I was going to, not that I don't care about having a clean house, but I've never cared more about keeping the dishes at a low rate more than what I do now. And it's not because I love having dishes that are clean. It's more of wanting to fight back the tide.
Yeah. Because once one dish is in the sink, somehow the whole sink is full.
And
there's no in between.
No, and the idea of just working down that pile. And so whenever I've got a moment, it's okay, what can I be cleaning next? If Charlotte and the little one, Maddie, are actually doing something on their own, I'm cleaning. Yeah.
Me and his sister like to joke that he's a tornado just because you could all follow Alan around the house with
the mess I make.
The mess you make. There's a beer bottle cap because he never puts those in the trash.
I've been doing such a better job of that.
And I was about to say, I think that you have been a lot better about it recently.
Maybe just subconsciously because
I think it's in your awareness now.
So, and when you say awareness, let me explain a little bit about that. Okay. There was a moment, and I know you're going to go huh? I know you're going, huh? But there was a moment when we were first married and you were looking at me and the house wasn't the apartment was messy.
We were about to have
a fight about.
No, well, we were about to have people over.
We were about to have a fight because people were coming over.
And he thought the apartment was clean.
I thought, and I literally told Kelly, I said, babe, I did not see that at all. That is not me trying to ignore it. My eyes were just not open to I think it was a towel or something on the kitchen counter. It was a pot lid or
well, there was a few things out with pot lids. Oh man. You just
oh, we're getting real here.
You don't see pot lids.
Yeah, pot lids. Apparently they hide from me.
Yeah, that and the mixing bowls. You always take them down to get the one you want. And
they don't go back up.
I'm using all the words you're not supposed to. You're never supposed to say never or always, and I've been doing that to you tonight, so I apologize.
It's all good.
You don't.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
I feel that. No, but it was really funny, and it was this really sweet moment where my new husband gave me this honest moment of just please help me because I can see that this is upsetting you, but I don't. And so you said, show me everything you see that I don't see, that is not currently picked up. And I remember I kind of stood behind you and I kind of spun you around. And I said, that pot lid is out. That can opener is out. Those coasters are not straightened. That pillow needs to be fluffed.
All new information to me. Especially the pillow being fluffed. Had no idea.
And it wasn't a fight. It was just
it was an honest moment of I'm just not catching this, babe. I'm seriously asking for your help in showing me what I'm missing. And I think that I still do that.
Yes, but you in your checklist guy. So he started building an internal checklist of what is it that now when guests are coming over. Normally I'm not a pillow insistent person, but if people are coming over, the pillows
are going to be
things like that. So now
the couch is going to have a one over.
Always, yes.
Yes.
And I feel one of the things that I've been able to do to come alongside you and help is in the evenings, I'm mostly responsible for the kitchen and kind of getting things back in order. And I've really been trying to not go to bed. I don't mind a little bit of mess. I've been trying to not go to bed with kind of the mess still out because I want you to be able to start with a clean slate in the morning. So I think it's definitely we've had to work really hard together to get both of us at a point where the other one is feeling supported. When I come in the evening to do that clean, I don't feel like I'm cleaning up the entire day's worth of mess. I feel like I'm doing a normal or a acceptable amount. And I hope that when you get up in the mornings, you have a good slate to start with.
Well, and that's the other thing is when I'm going through my day, it's, I'll just take dishes for an example. It's get done with breakfast, clean that up, get done with lunch, clean that up, and then try to look around at what else can be cleaned so that when dinner time comes around, I'm not having to clean up 2 or 3 messes. I'm cleaning up dinner as much as I can while I'm going, because I try to have dinner time so at 5 o'clock, it's like ready, down, done, and we are eating, and I've got it, if not started to be cleaned, I've got everything ready to go to be cleaned, instead of having to, like, put the vegetables, throw the vegetables away, clean this counter off, do that. It's like just ready, like pick up the pot, put it in the dish, go like that.
You've gotten a lot better kind of the cleaning as you go.
Oh yeah, I know that I've gotten better at that. That was one of those like needs improvement places that I have gotten better at.
Oh man. Well, when I first got married, like you knew how to make stir fry, pasta, and eggs.
Yeah.
Basically, right?
Pretty much.
And now he's like our main cook, and he's really good at it. So, but I would almost hate him cooking, because I would come in and I'm like, how did you use every single pot, pan, and dish that we own?
That's a special talent.
It was amazing. And back in those days, it was normally whoever cooked didn't clean, whoever cleaned didn't cook. Like that was a pretty typical.
Well, because it was like, it would be whoever was cooking, like had the kids.
No, like when we were married.
Oh, when we were married.
Newlyweds.
Yeah, newlyweds. Yeah.
Or we would clean together because we were cute. And
yes, that was
in love.
Yes.
We're still in love.
We're still so in love.
Just not so young anymore.
Yeah.
But so I would be like, I have to clean up all this. But you gotten a lot better about like kind of cleaning as you go, which I very much appreciate. So and not using every single pot and pan possible.
Well, I think it was the prep bowls and things like that. I used a lot of the prep bowls.
All of them.
Yeah.
Sorry. I feel that.
Nope. I did. I used a lot of them. I know that. I know that, love.
Just got to stop with these like black and white language.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
You're good.
Okay.
You're all good. Okay.
Does that wrap us?
I think that wraps us up.
Okay.
Okay. So always got to leave with a couple questions here. If you've had a recent change in who stays home, whether it be mom stays home, dad stays home, however that works out, how have your roles changed?
Any advice for us?
Advice?
We're 3 months in right now.
Wait.
3?
June, July, August, September. We're only 3. I feel like I've been doing this for a whole lot longer.
Like it's the longest 3 months of my life.
I've seriously thought June, July, August, September. We're about to hit October. So almost 3.5 months pretty much.
Do we need like a quarterly review or something?
I don't know. I could do a quarterly review.
Okay.
I know I do want to talk about what I do and don't miss from work. That might be coming up.
Okay.
Also, we need to talk about our cat.
She's getting old.
She's getting old. Ooh, that might be a good one for later on. How do we talk? How do you talk to your kids about the cat maybe going to grandma's farm? That's other time. All right, everybody. Like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. If you like the Dad Domesticus channel,
I'd also love a share. If you can give us a share,
give us a share. That would help us out so much. If you're enjoying this, I know that the whining about get the longest watches. So if you're making it till the end, thank you.
And some of our higher views too. So
yeah.
Apparently, my presence in your life is
I mean, who wouldn't want to watch?
It's about me. No, just kidding. It's about you.
Thank you, everybody, and cheers.
Cheers.
No, we got a drink.
Oh, yeah.